Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the final episode of our Tuesday stream, Apotheosis, featuring our new DM in the form of Mackenzie. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, with my currently getting more and more raspy voice as I go through the day, please take a moment to check out all of the opening links, which includes all the places you can find us, find our community, and interact with us. Including our Discord, Twitter, you can get merch and all that sort of stuff. Also, check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, whom we're very proud to be sponsored by. Thank you very much to Dozer Black, who donates some biddies, so that whoever needs it first gets an advantage. And 8 months sub from Sage as well. Holly, thank you so much. This means next month we're having a stream baby, so start thinking of names. Let's go round and say hello to everyone. How about we go anti-clockwise so we end on you, Mackenzie? Does that sound cool?
Sounds perfect.
Cool. So let's start then with Zelda. Oh, hi, Zel.
Hi, I'm Zelda, and I'll be playing Cepheus, or Seth, which I will be trying to deepen my voice to near comical levels, just so I can play this character who is a near 7 foot tall, almost 8 foot tall, with horns, as you can see. Minotaur, but you know, as Minotaurs usually are, they have cow faces. Well, we're not doing that. We're human. We have to be able to talk. It's a thing. We have human faces. It's just horns. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Zelda. Next around the screen, we have professional DM Joshua Barbeau.
Hi, my name's Joshua. I'll be playing Sasira, or Sass. Sass is also a Minotaur. I'm Seth's older brother, but a lot shorter. Sass is only 6'2" without the horns, and then 6'8" with the horns, which is short by Minotaur standards. We established that we have human faces, not Minotaur faces, but did we ever talk about whether or not we have hoofs? I didn't get a clearance on that.
I don't think we talked about having hoofs. I didn't think we did, but I mean, I'm down if you're down.
It's whatever you want, y'all. I don't care. You follow your bliss.
Hoofs is funny. I think let's go with the hoofs because my character has a secret desire to be a dancer. Unrequited for dancing, so a dancer without proper feet is just funny.
Think of all the money you'll save on shoes. You don't need them.
Right?
The broke college kid sings.
Put horseshoes on your feet and you're all ready for tap dancing.
Exactly. So he's kind of long and lanky. He's not as buff as most Minotaurs, but don't let that fool you because he's pretty mean in a fight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's what I got to say.
Thank you. Next around the screen, we welcome back Raven Coop. Oh, hi, Raven.
Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Raven. I'm going to be playing Bubbles. Kind of a different kind of horns. She's a tiefling. Yeah, she's a train wreck. Lovely girl. I don't even know what to say. So, yeah. That's Bubbles.
Fantastic. Today, I'm going to be playing a hobgoblin, Skooka Clanagan. Skooka is also a hot mess, mostly a punk. Maybe one of these weeks I'll do my hair like something like Skooka's. Maybe it's about the right length. It's been a while though. Spiky hair, quite handsome though for a hobgoblin. He's you know, looks pretty good. And without further ado, Mackenzie. Oh hi, how are you doing?
Oh, hi. There should be an alert coming in for me in a bit of a
I've
moment.
just seen it. Thank you so
Hello.
much.
I have a disadvantage to give to someone.
You do?
I'm gonna hold on to it for a little bit. It's gonna be fun.
We can just put
anyways,
it by you if
hi.
you like, and you can just call it when you like.
Yes. I think that would be lovely. Anyways, hi, I am Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. I am going to be your Dungeon Master Mac for the evening as we go through the world of Apotheosis. You can also find me, I guess, you can find me here again on Mondays at 10:30 p.m. EST for Shadows of Eastern, where I am a player, which is super exciting and fun. I love that campaign, and it's still in the back of my head, so that's a thing I have to deal with. I'm super excited to lead these wonderful, wonderful hot messes through the world of Apotheosis and the city, town of Old Hyperion. It is a little bit of a different setting than a lot of other D&D campaigns. We are taking a lot of inspiration from American Gods and a lot of retro Americana, so a lot of brick face, a lot of neon, a lot of suburbia where things are so mundane, something has to be up because no city could be this boring and mundane. I'm super excited to show off bits of this world. I'm excited for you all to meet these characters. Is there anything anyone wanted to say or plug before we get started?
Ilya Wu. That is all.
Ilya Wu!
Woo.
All right. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Once upon a time, this was the land of gods. This was the land of adventurers and magic, of daring heroes and their epic quests. This was a land where ancient powers could come a-calling at your door and whisk you off to the most unexpected of places. A land of legends. And after time, that's all it became. Legends. A story of an era half forgotten. Adventuring fell out of fashion, and the old gods fell asleep. So we bring ourselves into a modern world. Magic still exists, but now it runs parallel to power lines, turning conjurations in coffee makers and swirling alongside neon signs that flicker on and off in the middle of a suburban night. Children are taught adventuring skills not out of necessity, but out of habit, out of tradition. When ancient powers come a-calling, they're often left on hold, and life just keeps leading you to the most expected of places. Like ditching class on a crisp afternoon at Hollenbeck Moore University in the city of Old Hyperion, which is where we find our lovely group of students, would be slightly more accurate than adventurers. So we'll go around and you can describe your characters and talk about kind of where you are in the town and what you're doing other than ditching class. And I think we'll start with Stuka, who I'm pretty sure led the ditching expedition. So, oh hi, Stuka.
Oh hi. Well, of course I led the skipping of class, because well, I mean, what was it, home ec? Did you say? I'm not even sure what's in this time slot. I've never been.
It was intro to writing composition taught by Professor Bidler.
I mean, who needs that, really? I mean, it was an easy thing to ditch. So I spoke, actually, to Cicera about it this morning, trying to, plant the seed early. And then later on, I would have made sure that I got somewhere near Bubbles and convinced Bubbles as well. I've actually not had that much in...
I'm pretty sure I said it was a bad idea.
Aye, that you did. But here we are now.
So what does Stuka look like?
Oh, Skuka is, that's a great question. Let me just grab up my reference sheet, because I did make one.
Also, oh hi Raiders!
Oh, hi Raiders, WebDM, thank you so
Hello,
much.
Raiders!
Oh, hello! Yes, Grant, I am running the show! Hi! I'm not scared, you're scared, shut up.
Yeah, so, like I say, he's got sort of like black roots with purple spikes. Today he's wearing a pair of torn purple camo combat trousers with a leather jacket which is covered in far more studs than mine is. Of course he is wearing a set of slightly wedged DMs, and his face is just covered in safety pins and studs and eyebrow piercings, and they seem to change every day. He cycles through a list of them. His skin's a sort of pale green sort of color, but it's, it's not an off-putting green. Not really, not once you get to know him.
He's
And
a very handsome
makeup.
hobgoblin.
Aye, that's
Guyliner?
correct.
Tasteful guy liner.
Bit of tasteful guy liner. He knows how to do a contour as well,
Yeah, alright. And I think, let's go over to Bubbles, who, you're with your boyfriend, or don't know if you've made it official yet, but you are with Skuka, who you are dating. So why don't you describe what Bubbles looks like and, what they're doing with, Skuka?
Yeah, so Bubbles is a pink tiefling with light pink skin. It's iridescent, kind of has its own sparkle to it. She has dark pink long hair with kind of short bangs, and kind of poking between her bangs are two horns that are about the size of my finger, pointing straight up. Her hair goes from kind of a light pink to a very dark pink, kind of at the bottom. She's 5 foot nothing, so she's a small girl, and she's pretty. She's got a cute little button nose and big, completely black eyes. She's wearing a short sleeve button-up blouse with a collar, and that's tucked into black cigarette style pants. And she has some clear sparkly jellies on and some cute little socks with the ruffles. And she's also wearing has a hot pink sweater. So yeah, she's probably hanging on to what she assumes as her boyfriend. She's just right on his arm, and she's like, shouldn't we just get off campus? I mean, I don't like being here if we're not going to be in class, and I don't want to get in trouble. And I made Seth come with us, so we really have to get going, okay? If we're not going to be here.
It's all right. I'm parked just around the corner.
Okay. Okay.
And I think we'll go to Seth, the Bubbles' student, I suppose you could say. It's a student or tutor-student.
It's a tutor-student relationship.
Yes, tutor-student relationship.
Friends.
And friends, obviously. So, Seth, or Cepheus, describe yourself, and I'm assuming you're tagging along because of Bubbles, but I'd love to hear what you're thinking.
To describe Seth, big, intimidating, it's kind heart. You can't see that, but it's true. Large horns and human face, as I saw, and as we have discussed on stream, hooves. So he's wearing probably a pair of denim jeans with a denim jacket and button up, because horns make it hard to wear anything but things that button up or wrap around your body and not go over your head. So people don't think of that, but it's a thing. You can't wear crew necks with horns this big. Sorry.
And what's Seth thinking as he's following Skuka and Bubbles with his brother tagging behind? What's going through Seth's head?
Honestly, Seth is kind of a good boy, and he wants to make sure that he passes his classes, because he's like, I'm only taking 3 classes. I cannot fail any of them. I failed last year, and if I fail again, it doesn't matter how many times, it doesn't matter how good I am at wrestling, they're gonna kick me out.
Wonderful.
You can only fail so many times before they put you on academic suspension.
And last but certainly not least, Cepheus' older brother, younger brother?
Older brother.
Older by
Older but shorter.
Older but shorter brother.
older but little
Sarah.
brother.
How do you feel as your roommate's new fling, and your brother kind of lead this charge to ditching class?
Well, I don't think it's a good idea, but I'm going along with it because, I'd rather be there while they're doing it than, be the responsible one, than to not be there while they're doing it. As far as what Sass looks like, He also has big horns. So shirts over the head are difficult. He also is wearing a denim jacket, button-up jacket, but the sleeves have been ripped off, so his arms are like bare. He has a pair of black biker gloves that are like cut off at the fingers, and bright red pants, just bright red that you can only get away with in the 80s. And a pair of Ray-Bans. Yeah.
Awesome. God, I love this party so much. I love y'all so much.
Scoop, as you're leading the charge, what are your plans for DigiClass? Where are you planning on going? There's the coffee shop nearby. There's also you have your car. There's other places, other haunts, your park, fast food joints. Where are you thinking of going?
Honestly, to be quite honest with you, it was one of them days where I just looked outside and it was so sunny, and to be sitting in a class learning about writing, which is something that we can all do anyway, I just wanted to get away, to be honest. So perhaps to the park, or maybe like if we can head a little ways away, maybe there's like some sort of lake or a beach nearby that we could go and check out. That'd also be cool. What day of the week is it?
It's a Tuesday.
Okay, a Tuesday. That's not the best, but it'll do, Hey, as we're approaching the car, I think there's a new band playing at the club tonight. You could check that out if y'all wanted to.
I like bands. Bands are cool. Sass is the kind of person that thinks he's cool. He carries himself like he thinks he's cool. He's not really any cooler than the rest of these kooks, but he thinks he's cool. Just want to confirm, your car is a convertible, right? Because horns.
No, it's a Mini.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah, Skooka hasn't thought this far ahead, really.
We're gonna. My brother and I are gonna put holes in your roof.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'll fit in the back.
If we both sit in the back of your car is gonna go.
How about you? Could one of you maybe hang out the window of the passenger side, and the other one maybe just sort of like
my best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
No, but seriously, I mean, if you could just hang out the side, and then the other one of you could do like a sort of take the brace position and put your hands. I'll try not to manipulate your horn instead of the handbrake. That wouldn't be fantastic.
I could try.
On second
Would you
thought,
like your car to be a convertible?
honestly, no. It's already got enough problems. How about we ditch the car and just perhaps we should just walk?
I have my bike.
We could all climb on your bike?
Seth and I have worked something out before where he could fit on my bike, and Scratticus, you've fit on my bike plenty of times. I feel like it could work.
I'm down to try.
Is everybody okay with that? Let's see. Okay, if one of you wants to hop in my basket. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah,
I don't think the bike is gonna hold 3 people.
All right. Let's get in the car. Seth, you can hang out the passenger side window. I'll sit in the back and hang out the opposite window so it doesn't unbalance the car. And we'll just...
That's the thing, though. It's a mini, so you've been in the back before, right? You know, it's got them little clip windows.
Yeah, I'm not going to fit out the window of the mini. Oh, dear. Well, hey, how about... Could I sit on top?
I could open the boot. I'll open the boot, and then you can just lean backwards.
And just sit in the back? Yeah, well, okay, that works. I have pretty good balance.
I can make
Let's
one
do
of
it.
them small.
How far are we going? Can we walk or run?
Depends. Where's your destination? If you wanted to go to a beach, there's a beach about 20 minutes away. There's a pier with a amusement park pier. It was actually where there's a pier. It's like Santa Monica Pier. Amusement park sort of roller coaster stuff on it. It's actually where Skuka and Bubbles were supposed to have their first date. That's where the diner is, or that restaurant is, but things didn't happen because the car didn't start. There might have been 6K words of backstory that these people wrote for this campaign. Anyways, there's Bubbles' usual hangout of the grounds, which is it's going to be mildly crowded today. It's Tuesday afternoon. Most people are in classes, so you're in between rushes. But you could also hang out there. That one's within a walking distance, as well as the park. You could technically walk to Skuka and Cicera's flat. It would be like a 10 to 15 minute walk, but it's happened before because sometimes the car just doesn't start.
I mean, it is a fantastic day out. We could just walk.
How far is the mall?
There's a mall about 15 minutes. It's towards the beach. It's about halfway between Old Hyperion, the beach, and here.
Malls are cool, right?
I love the mall.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the mall then.
Isn't that what people do when they ditch? They go to the mall because that's where the cool people go.
Are we cool people?
I don't think so.
I pop my collar and say, sure, really convincingly.
I believe you.
I just sort of nod. All right, yeah, sure, we're cool.
Very coolly start walking, and as you start walking, you were heading towards the car park, which is actually underneath the football field. It's a little weird, but you were halfway down the stairs underneath the football field, and then American football field, and then you started going back up. And as you are heading back up and going across campus towards the just sort of walking-ish towards the mall, everyone make me a perception check.
First roll.
Roll.
Who's gonna get the 20? Because there's always one.
Wait, that's persuasion. I rolled the wrong way.
It's fine. All right.
Yeah.
I got 18.
Got an 18. Okay. So, Bubbles, you will notice this first, and then Bubbles and Cicera will notice this. Skuka and Seth are either not paying attention or distracted by something else. Skuka, you're probably just too busy enjoying the day. Seth, you're probably just stressed about your classes. Bubbles, you see walking kind of towards your direction. It's Professor Vindler, the brass dragonborn professor whose class you currently are ditching.
Is he also ditching his class?
Where you see him too. It's an hour-long class, and you spent about half an hour arguing about how you're gonna fit into this car. So, maybe he just let out class early. Who knows? I don't know, but he's kind of walking in your direction.
Bubbles grabs Skuga and probably goes to the closest bush to hide in.
Ah!
Yeah, Seth and I don't hide. we can't hide.
I don't see him, and I can't hide. There's nothing big enough.
There's no way we're just plus we didn't see him, so.
No, Cicera, you did see him.
Did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. I obviously we can't hide, so I just try to look as cool as possible, and maybe he'll just, think we're too cool to mess with.
Bubbles, you pull Skuka into a bush.
Yeah.
Skuka, how do you react?
I don't want to get in trouble.
I let it happen. Perhaps we'll get in trouble.
Bubbles, roll me a stealth.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know. What's my stealth?
Gosh. Getting used to new characters. 16, not bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this
guy.
He does not have good perception. Yeah, fuck it, he doesn't see you. Heck. But he does see Seth and Sierra, and he'll walk over. Give you a little wave. So,
Sir?
shouldn't you two be in class right now?
Shouldn't you be in class right now?
Well, considering a couple of my students were missing, I kind of called class early, so.
You called class early because a couple of your students were missing.
It's alright in class. A little easier to notice when students are gone when you have to share your work.
The only reason I'm passing isn't in your class right now.
Yes, I noticed. That was something else. Have you seen her? I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the papers she wrote. It was quite good. But
Wait. Bubbles is also missing from class? Shame on her. Would you like us to go looking for her for you?
Sierra, roll me a deception check. I think we're gonna kill Scrat.
She is probably at home studying.
Oh, yes, look at this.
Okay. Yeah. He kind of goes, well, I mean, I figured she'd be with Cepheus, so practically inseparable, but I mean,
Well, that's why we weren't in class, without Seth's tutor.
you don't have to, you can't send her a message, can you, or something? It's a little inappropriate.
I don't have that spell. I know everyone does, but
I don't have that spell either.
How do you two function?
Our parents never taught it to us when, in kindergarten, like when everyone else learned it.
I just kind of like stand there and just, do I look like I know magic?
The horns, they interfere with the messaging.
Bad reception.
Does the equivalent of pinching the bridge of his nose, but he's a dragonborn, so it's more just like putting his hands on his snout. Very well. I guess you have a good reason, and honestly, I stopped keeping super close track of. I stopped counting attendance for the grade a couple of weeks ago. But just if you see Bubbles, tell her to give me a call or to come to my office hours at some point. We really should talk about something.
We'll keep an eye open for her, but it's hard time sometimes to see her. I mean, I have to look way down. Like we're both really tall, but
I'm looking down on you a little bit right now.
Has anyone ever told you that's not how you talk to short people?
Well,
can I bend my knees down to face him face to face?
Yes, you can. And as you do that, Bubbles and Skuka, you need to make me both need to make me perception checks again.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to die happy though.
This is how we talk to short people, right?
Yeah! I can see through time and space.
That's right.
I got an 8, and I believe Bubbles is having a panic attack, just like quietly to herself. She's just like,
Okay. Cool. Well, let's just. Seth, do you say anything to Professor Bindler as you squat down to this approximately 5'5" brass dragonborn in a sweater vest and a button-up, and with like the equivalent of a handlebar mustache on his face?
Is this how we talk to short people?
I'm going to give you an excuse on that one because you're you. And he's gonna awkwardly try and explain why this is disrespectful to you, Seth. You don't absorb any of it. But as that conversation is going on, Bubbles, you're having a panic attack. Skuka, it's a cold afternoon. It's not terribly cold yet. It's like earlier fall, so it's still a little bit warm, but all of a sudden you feel a cold draft just sort of creep on the back of your neck. And if you look around at the leaves of the bush that you were hiding in, or forcefully pulled into, you can see frost start to creep on some of the leaves. as you look a little closer and you sort of squint at them, you feel the ground rumble.
Well, at first, Skooka definitely thinks that the chill that runs down his spine is just because of the scenario that he's found himself in. But will then very quickly realize that perhaps there's something afoot here. The ground's rumbling, you say?
Ground's rumbling. I'm picking up your accent. Oops, or no, I'm stuck in the professor's accent. Frick.
Fantastic. Alright, well, is there danger?
With a nat 20. Oh yes, by the way, hi chat. I have special rules for crits, both crit failures and crit successes. So nat 20s are super powerful for me, and nat 1s are super fun. You'll see them later probably, because Roll20 hates people. Anyways, on a nat 20, I'll say that you can feel the ground rumbling, and it is in the pattern of footsteps. It feels like two sets of two four-legged creatures, sort of boom, 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 in which each step the frost sort of creeps a little bit further on this bush. I'll say, Bubbles, despite you in the middle of a panic attack, you can start feeling this chill sort of running up your spine. If any of you I'm assuming neither of you have looked out of the bush yet.
I will probably... This isn't just like, the frost giants practicing at football, is it? This is abnormal, right?
This is very weird.
Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm really cold. Also, danger. Come on, run. I'm gonna grab hold of Bubbles and just explode from the bush.
Okay.
And I will shout at Cicera and Cepheus, make legs!
Okay. As you jump up, actually, I want Cicera and Cepheus to also make perception checks.
Sure.
Perception?
Yes. Not bad.
Knock the horns off.
Slightly. Okay. Cicera, you're the last. You are one of the last to notice this, but it's hard to miss. As Professor Bindler is talking to you, Seth, about, this is not how you talk to short people. You too start feeling the ground rumble, and you start to feel like a cold wind sort of creep on your neck. And then Cicera, you are the last to sort of feel the ground rumble, and if you look towards the direction of the rumbling, you will see two massive wolves.
How massive?
3 stories tall.
So very massive.
Very massive. On a nat 20, I will also give you Skooka. One has the sun, in the pattern of the fur on its chest is the sun. The other has the pattern of a moon on its chest. On a natural 20, I'll also give you this. No one else on campus seems to be reacting.
What about the doctor?
He is. And then he looks at you, also reacting, and goes, "Scheiße."
I look at my brother, and like without speaking, give him a look like, are we running from this or are we running to this?
You can see them too.
We can see them.
Is this a yay opportunity for violence, or is this a we should get out of here moment?
You need to run. You should not be seeing that. You should not be seeing that here. And he is going to go in his pocket and grab a key ring and a crumpled piece of paper. Cepheus, you are the closest to him. He is going to shove that in your hand and say, "Meet me there. I'll explain all this in a bit. Just, you need to get out of here."
And I'll just yell out for Skooka and Bubbles just to run in the opposite direction. Basically, sorry, we did know where they were the whole fucking time, but we were lying to you. But now it's dangerous.
So,
it's probably fine. If you look at the wolves, they are sniffing and they are prowling the ground. You can still feel the ground shaking under each of their footsteps. And again, none of the students seem to be reacting. At some point, you actually see one almost phase through like the fence. They almost phase through the fence of the football field, and they phase back as if it doesn't exist for them. And no one is noticing. Not a single person is reacting except for you four and the professor. And then
well, it's time to get out of here. So I'm no longer looking at the wolves. I am leaping over the professor's short head and booking it.
I'm waiting for Skuka and Bubbles to take off while stuffing whatever note and everything in one of my button-up pockets, and then I'll take off following behind them.
Retcon, I'm not leaving without my brother. So if he's not leaving yet, I'm not leaving.
Yes. As you can look at the note very briefly, because the professor said meet you there.
Okay. I will glance the note and try and read it with.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it might give you some direction.
I think in his panic, Skuka would probably run to the car.
Okay. So you're pretty close. Like I said, it is underneath the football field. And if Skuka's going to the car, Bubbles, where are you going?
He has me.
All right.
I noticed that he's going to the car, and I'm like, that's the best way to go. I mean, will it start?
It started first time this morning.
Oh God. Run.
Okay. And as you run, everyone, let's roll some initiative, y'all. And let me switch the music up.
Oh, I got that.
Scrat!
I'm sorry, my dice are on fire.
Dice!
God. Okay, you do in my game because I love rewarding crits.
I rolled the same thing, but mine was not a crit.
Yeah, sorry. Wait, Raven or Bubbles, what did you get?
20, a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, both of you, because I like rewarding crits in all situations. When you get a crit on initiative, you get an extra action. So, I will say the car is within a dash, so you can get to the car in 30 feet. Skuka, wait, what's your dex, Bubbles?
Oh, it's Kukas is probably better. It's a +2.
Okie doke. Let me actually roll for these bad puppers.
All puppers are good puppers.
Can I roll to pet the wolf?
I rolled really poorly.
No, Seth. Not friend.
Good
right.
dog. Good dogs.
Bubbles, you have top of the round. You also get extra action first round of combat because you rolled nat 20s.
Okay.
Because it's fun.
Okay, so we're dashing, right?
Whatever you
Okay.
want, it's up to you.
I'm gonna use my action to message Seth and say, meet us at the car.
Can I reply to this message?
You can reply to this message.
We'll meet you there.
You have an extra action as well.
Oh,
Because it's
Thank
you rolled a crit on initiative, so
Thank
give
you
an
very
extra
much to
top of the round.
Fiskstick, who donates an automatic success, not critical, to Sasira.
Woo!
Okay.
I'll cast Mage Armor on myself.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, thanks.
Skuka, what are you doing?
I'm going to use a bonus action to dash towards the car, thanks to my level in Rogue. That is level 1 Rogue, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Or-
No, it's level 2! It's level 2, no! Okay, so I will use one action to dash to the car. I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna put my seatbelt on, because that sounds like it might cost an action. I'm just gonna put the key in and turn the ignition.
All right, it's an action to try and start your car. Roll me that sleight of hand check. I believe you said it's a DC 15.
I did.
So the car and it does not start. Knew it. Knew it.
It just turned over. One more time.
You know,
Oh no.
I'll be nice. I'll
This is gonna be great.
I'll let you try again as a bonus action.
Oh, you benevolent DM, you.
The key's in the ignition already.
It's worse.
The engine floods, doesn't it? It does.
No, it's not a crit failure.
Bubbles just looks at you.
Like his
Okay.
green skin slowly turning sort of. I guess it turns sort of brown as he flushes.
God, all my NPCs are rolling like garbage. That's fine. It is Susira's turn.
All right. So seeing the car not starting, I glance at my brother and say, "So not running then." And then I look back at the wolves that we're supposed to run away from. And I say, "Now this is something worth skipping for." And in a moment that's very anime, like the background behind me just turns into like whooshing color lines. And I leap into action, and I'm going to right away burn that automatic success someone gave me.
Yes.
And I'm going to divine smite with my fist right into the sun wolf's face.
Okay. This things get interesting. Divine Smite is radiant damage, correct?
It sure is.
Okay. Roll. You auto successing on the attack?
On the attack roll, yes.
Yes. Okay. First, I'm gonna need you roll me damage, and
Okay, so-
then roll me a 1d100.
So my damage. This is my damage for my attack. For my fist. 9, and then I think. Wait, was that an attack? No, that was an attack roll. How do I roll damage?
You click the thing that says monk unarmed strike, but you hover over it and roll 20 in the chat. It'll turn red. Click on that. In the chat, not in your character sheet.
In the chat. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
So I did 5
bludgeoning.
damage, and now this is the radiant bonus damage.
Yes. Did you cast it at a higher level?
I cast it at level 2.
Okay, sweet. I will also need you to roll me, before I tell you what happens, roll me 1d100.
Okay.
Don't worry about it, it's probably fine.
Mac.
Is that just like
/R d100.
that?
Just like that.
Perfect.
Just like that. Thank you very much as well to Potato Hollow, who donates Zelda a crit success as well, an automatic success.
Oh boy, things are getting spicy. Okay. Cepheus, make me a perception check.
Perception, sorry?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that's enough. Okay.
It's not terrible.
Neither of you can see the wolf, so it's just Cepheus. Cool. So you strike at the wolf with your fist, and it's interesting because you know what this should look like. You know this should look like radiant light, but there's something off about it. It's almost like the white glow turns like a sickly green. And
The glow from my fist?
yeah, the one that you cast, it turns a sickly green out of its own accord. And when you hammer your fist into this wolf, it does make contact. It does do damage. You see the wolf's jaw kind of and slide to the side. But where you would normally see that scorch mark, it's like black and pink blisters just stripe across its face. They look like pustules. They look sickly. They look poisonous, and they don't look like anything you consciously did. But it still does the damage.
So I don't see a giant letters KO pop up in front of the creature.
No, you don't see
Not this
KO
stuff.
pop up in front of the creature. What you do see is this swath of sickness just pull across its face.
All
Not
right,
a sword.
round 2 then.
So again, Cepheus, you also see this. You know your brother's attack. You know what your brother fight style is. You know it should look different than this. This looks weird.
I
I think Saphira, you get another attack though, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, give me that
So
other
this
attack.
was not an automatic success.
Yes,
So
you will need to roll for it.
I roll a 14.
14. That hits. Roll me damage. Do you Divine Smite on every attack? I don't know how Divine Smite works.
Divine Smite is a choice I make when I hit. I could spend a spell slot. Instead of casting a spell, it adds damage to my attack.
Are you doing
I don't know if I can only do it once per round or not, but I'm just gonna
attack.
every attack. All right, then sure. Well, I'm not gonna do it again because last time it didn't seem to work like it normally does, and I'm a little concerned. So I'm just gonna do the damage, which is 4 bludgeoning,
Yep.
and as a bonus action, I'm gonna attack a third time.
Do it.
Triple punch.
Give him the old 1, 2, 3.
1,
And
2,
this
3.
does not hit. So you hit the first one. Again, the wolf jaw sort of cracks aside, but the second one goes wide. It looks at you kind of pissed.
Yeah, I should hope so. That was the intent.
And with that, is there anything else you want to do? I think you've used all your actions.
I've used movement. I've used my action. I've used my bonus action. I think I'm spent. If this
Sweet.
guy's not knocked out yet, I'm probably in trouble. Okay.
Cepheus, it is your turn.
Do I have to dash to get to the big or the wolf?
Nah, it's within 30 feet. You can get within movement.
I am going to first off pull what looks like a metal disc off my back, but when I flick it, it becomes a two-handed battle axe.
It's so cool.
It's portable.
It's so portable. I love it.
Portable two-handed battle axe.
No, it's so good.
You don't get more 80s than pop-out utilities.
It's like a Swiss Army knife, but really big.
Like an old Transformer toy.
And Seth is going to charge with battle axe in hand and go to attack the same one that his brother is attacking.
Okay.
The sun.
The sun wolf.
Quick question: did you take levels in Barbarian like you said you were thinking of, or did you not?
I have all but 1 level in barbarian.
Okay. Are you raging?
Nope, I'm not gonna rage. I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah, I think this gives me does 19 hit?
A 19 definitely hits. Swing that bad boy.
10
Wait,
slash.
are you doing the one that your brother's attacking or the other one?
Same one that my brother's attacking.
E.
We tag team.
Yeah.
All right. Go for it. You get another attack, don't you?
I do. I will definitely use another attack and hit it again. Does 24 hit?
Oh goodness, that hits.
Another 10.
Wow. This thing, or this wolf, is looking, how should you say, a little rough. Almost a little rough. It is, you can actually see there's now you're closer, you can see the part where your brother hit that sickness sort of spreading across its fur, across the side of its skull, and then your axe sort of swings into it. It's not looking super rough, but it's looking pretty good. Sierra, I'm assuming you did not mean to click
Are
that.
you casting Zone of Truth?
No, I did not mean to click that. Ignore
Okay.
that.
And,
I was trying to figure out how to use a spell slot.
and just for saying mechanics, I'm standing within like 5 feet of Susra.
Perfect. And within 5 feet of Sierra. Okay. Creature and okay. Actually, I'm just oh my gosh, it's getting. Oh hi, Wild. Woo!
Thank you,
Okay.
Wild. There
I'm
it is.
engineer.
10 months in a row. Boom.
Okay, so it's the wolf's turn now. So one wolf, the wolf who is not damaged, does this. So I will need Seth and Saphira to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Haha! I have that one in proficient.
I believe I have advantage because of Barbarian Danger Sense. Yes, I do.
Sure, go for it.
Danger zone.
Well, I rolled really low.
Okay.
Just wait, that's a critical failure.
Here's the thing. Here's my special rule on crits.
I rolled a nat.
This is also for chat too. Whenever someone rolls a critical failure, I give them the option of either taking the failure or converting it into a success with a complication. So, do you want to take the failure, or do you want to convert it into a success, but I get to add a complication into the game?
You know what? I like my dungeon master, so I'm going to gift you a complication.
Perfect.
As you see.
Boy.
Okay, I will write that down. I have a complication. It's fine. Okay, cool. So both of you succeed. So you only take. Oh goodness, I did not do this. There we go. You get half of this damage. Oh, I rolled pretty poorly too. So you only take 7 full damage. And then the other one is going to make a bite attack on. I'm gonna do a bite attack on Saphira because you made it stick. Has advantage because pack tactics, and why did it? There it is. So a 25. There's a 25 hit.
Yes, the 25 hits.
Can I, question, sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to call this first. I do have protection fighting style, so I can use my reaction to impose disadvantage on things attacking things within 5 feet of me, which is why I put that out there.
I will say you probably need to call that first. I will let it slide for this time.
Okay, because I was looking at it for the cold breath, but that's a spell. I can't do it for spells or
No.
AoE.
But I will let it
Your
slide
reaction?
this time. I will
So
let it happen.
Burning my
So
reaction.
8. So it does not hit, so you do not take that 10 piercing damage.
Awesome.
Okay. Professor Vindler has gone to do his do something, so he's off. Which brings us up to Spooka and Bubbles in the car, as you can probably hear the noises of this happening outside.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Wandering DM, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, hi.
They're college students fighting 2 giant wolves.
You say
It's-
fighting.
It's normal.
How are we doing this, Bubbles? Are we going in turn order, or are we sort of like just what are we doing here?
So whatever. Do you have a plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Skuka is going to look out at the wolves and just call on that little tingling sensation that he gets sometimes. He's going to use Tides of Chaos to give himself an advantage on his next skill check. Which means you can make me roll on the Wild Magic Search table immediately or any other time after I cast this.
Wait, you're a wild magic sorcerer?
I took levels in Wild Magic Sorcerer, yes.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Wait.
boy.
How many classes do you have?
Free.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you're a level 6 character with 3 multi-classes.
I am.
That's amazing.
You know what? Instead of having you
You
roll the
don't
wild
have
magic.
to do it now, but when you do make me do it, I get this feature back again.
No, I have a plan for this. It might involve a complication from earlier. It's probably fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, you want to make a sleight of hand check to start your car again. It is exactly enough. The car sputters and sputters and sputters, and then finally the engine roars to life.
Ah!
I will say again for the benefit of people watching that the DC-15 was sent by Scrat. This was not me.
Fantastic, it's running. Let's just go and get our friends. Maybe you know magic, right?
Yeah.
And I'll drive my land vehicle, with which I am not proficient, close to Cicera and Seth.
Okay.
You're not proficient in driving your own car? I
Oh
took
my
all
god.
proficiencies, even though I don't own a car, just in case. Because it's a modern setting.
You know, I'm going to rule of coolness because, you know, there are stairs in between you and the wolves. But this is super cool. So, I'm gonna say, you burst up, you like ring up these stairs, it bounces a little, the car shakes a little. It's an adventure. Bubbles, it is your turn as this tiny, rickety car rockets up some stairs, skids into basically the quad of the campus as you see Sisira and Bubbles Sisira and Seth facing down these two giant wolves.
Okay, so I want my friends to fit in the car. So
Yes.
I'm going to cast Reduce on Seth and grab him.
Okay, I will say, because you're both in the car, I'll let you both, your movement contribute to the car's movement. So you can cast the spell and get close enough to pick up Cepheus.
I think we worked out the height and weight. Wasn't I like half height and 43 pounds now instead of 350 roughly?
It worked out that you were able to fit in the bicycle basket. We
Yes.
decided that was how the spell was going to work, and so that means you're probably light enough for Bubbles to pick up. Bubbles, do make me an acrobatics or athletics check as you lean out the window of this car and pick up your friend.
Okay. Oh, that's another nat 20.
Cool, you freaking do it. It's awesome. Yeah, you pick up you pick up Seth and you like very gently chuck him into the back seat. Steph, how do you react?
Oh, I'm jumping. I'm like basically like jumping window height. Just like catch me.
And that she does. It's really
Please.
great.
I get the
Okay.
memo. We're out of here.
Get in.
Okay, Sisira, it is your turn. You are the only one not in the car. What do you do?
Correct. No, I'm the only one not in the car. These wolves look like they're beastly. So knowing how Scrat drives, how Skuka drives,
No, valid,
And-
honestly.
and seeing that he's not wearing a seat belt, I will open the driver's door, tell him to shove aside. If he doesn't, I'm just going to push him to the passenger seat, get in, not really paying attention to avoiding hitting the ceiling with my horns, but then take the wheel and get us out of there.
Okay. Skuka, do you resist?
I'm too shocked. I think I just end up on Bubbles' lap.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah. Bubbles was in the passenger seat. I completely blanked on that.
no, it's good.
It's fine. This is perfect.
I'm,
Okay.
like, I'm doing the full like.
I know, and now I'm holding.
It's like Shaggy and Scooby Doo when he grabs Scooby Doo.
And what's that Looney Tunes Minotaur character, bull character that's driving a small car and his horns are sticking to the ceiling?
I'm so
Like,
happy right now.
There's two little holes in the ceiling that my horns are just sticking through, and it's it looks like that. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna be honest. It's probably not the worst nick on this car. This car is an absolute joke. But if you are going to try and step on the gas and speed away, you can make me a dexterity check with proficiency because you do have proficiency in land vehicles.
I do. I took that. I made sure I took that because it's a modern setting.
These, see how far we
what-
can get the wolves.
I made sure I didn't take it because I knew the model.
It's a dexterity check.
A dexterity check with your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
You might have to
I will-
manually do it.
I'm just gonna roll dex saving throws because that's the right number.
Yep, there you go. Perfect. On an 11, not bad. You are able to, I'll just say you are able to get into the car and you are able to go. The car kind of a little under the weight and it like, and then it starts picking up speed. But you are off and you are out of the car. And I will say with that, you're technically out of combat unless anyone really wants to look back at these wolves.
Steph is gonna look at the back window of the car and as they speed off.
As you look at the back window of the car, the wolves look like they're preoccupied with something.
Oh shoot! Are they like ganking the professor?
We come back and he's just torn up and murdered. No!
Meet me at this location. We go, and there's nobody there.
I didn't get to make him I'm sorry muffins for short shaming him.
You're shooting too far away to get a close look, but you do see a figure in what looks like almost white gold ethereal armor fending off these wolves. They look like they're doing pretty okay for the most part. You did a pretty good damage on one of them. So, it's not that bad of a fight. But you are speeding away. And you are out of combat. So, congratulations. So, I'm so happy right now. As a DM, I am so happy right now.
I'm opening my shirt pocket and now picking out a very small letter on where to meet the professor and handing it to Bubbles because I think it's harder for me to read it than it is her.
I'm pulling over the car because that was insane. Now that we've got some distance between us, I'm pulling over the car, getting out of the car, taking a deep breath, and then, Mac, you didn't okay this. We didn't talk about it. I just made it up now, but we'll see if you like it. I'm gonna pull out of my pocket my bottle of magic hair conditioner.
I approve of this. This is totally fine.
And I use it, I reapply it to make sure that my perfect 80s Hasselhoff hair that goes around the horns is back in place.
Yeah, and you can do that. Bubbles, as you look at the letter, or the letter, it's actually not a letter. It is a business card with a very familiar logo on it.
Familiar?
Yeah, it's the coffee shop you frequent.
Ground.
The professor said to meet us there. Sorry.
And if
The professor said to meet us there. I'm small. Sorry, if you're small, your voice shrinks, doesn't it?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Also, I should note that Seth has 4 intelligence, so if he talks simply, that's why. Not +4, 4 in total. Just 4.
I'm so happy right now. Anyways.
Sass has a 10 intelligence. He's considered the smart brother.
If you flip over the business card, on the back though, scribbled over like the contact information and stuff, it is a drawing of, it almost looks like a sun, sort of like these like prongs, like 9 prongs in a circle. And then just in very slanted sort of handwriting, in gold ink, surprisingly. Find the bookcase, you'll know what it is.
Okay. Bubbles is looking at this card really close to her face because her boyfriend is still sitting in her lap and she's having like a tough time. Dear, can you get off me?
No, I can. I'll just slip back into the driver's seat, I guess. Also, thank you very much to Kentucky Hawkeye, who gives an advantage to all of the players, and also welcome Raiders from Gratuitous's RP. My voice doesn't normally sound like this. I have a cold.
Hi, these hapless college students just ran away from 2 giant winter wolves that only they could see. So,
Bravely ran away, thank you.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think only Skuka is aware of this fact that the wolves were invisible to everyone else. As far as I'm aware, everyone could see them.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. So, did you all notice the way that them wolves, funnily enough, didn't seem to notice anyone except for us? That's the way you just brought it up, and I'm 100% role-playing with it, but there we go. Did you all notice that?
All I noticed was the way my fist didn't make it go down the way it usually does. You know, with the big KO popping up as soon as I punch someone.
Yeah, I know the one. That's real strange.
I mean, apparently, only we were the ones that could see them.
Maybe that's why?
And the professor can see them too. That's so weird. And the card he said has us going to the grounds. says behind the bookcase.
Second floor.
Second floor.
Oh, I'm on the top floor.
Oh, I'm sure either Seth or Cicera can move some bookcases for us if the need arises.
I look down at Seth and say, when does that spell wear off?
We should get moving.
I don't know how magic works.
Let me see how that.
I think it's an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Nope. It's a minute.
Oh, I'm gonna grow really fast.
A minute?
It's a minute.
Isn't it enlarge reduce?
Is this like a ship in the bottle thing? You're never gonna get me out of that car. Cast it again. Get me out.
One
Bubbles
minute.
are like bolting out of the mini.
Holy smokes.
Oh no.
I will say, because we discussed the whole bike thing before this, you have a slightly modified version of the spell that is just for Seth, and it's fine.
Perfect.
You know, the potion of growth, which effectively casts enlarge on someone, lasts an hour. So that's what.
We'll hand wave it just because I love the image of teeny Seth riding in the bike basket, and I want that to be a thing that can happen. So we're gonna hand wave it. Or
Okay,
roll a
perfect.
cooling it, because I want that to happen.
Okay.
So Cepheus probably is starting to grow very slowly, slow enough to get out of the car before it like kapoops.
To the
So it's not
ground?
just like a I'm big.
It's a delayed.
Okay.
So-
So yeah, we have to go to the grounds.
Yeah, well, we can go to the grounds then, that's fine. Are we still driving? I look at the holes in the roof.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's alright, I'll just
Hey,
come.
you said you wanted a convertible, right?
I mean, I think you mostly said that, to be honest, but it's fine, honestly. I'll just put some tarp over it for now. I had to do that when it rusted anyway.
Well, there you go. It's
Seth is gonna take his hands and just try and like bend the pieces back flat at least. So there's not a hole, it's just broken.
Make me a strength check.
I rolled really low, but it's a 10.
No, you rolled even. If you rolled too well, you would have bent it too hard. So you rolled just enough to bend it just enough. So you don't bend the car so far that it breaks. I'm not confident. I'm a mess. Hi. Yeah, no, you are able to somewhat close it. Like, there's still holes there. It's not perfect. But like you were able to pinch it down enough that it isn't super noticeable. Water will only lightly drip through.
Better.
Not gonna rain.
How far are we from the incident? Like, how far did we go?
You went, I will say you skidded off campus and went down you went down maybe a couple of side streets.
Okay.
You are off campus now. You're off
Now
campus.
that I will mention now that I know those things were see-through to everyone other than us. I'll say if we ever see those wolves again, if they're ghosts, of some type, I can do away with that, just with my charm. I can scare ghosts away with my charm. It's the thing.
His charm's supposed to scare things.
His does.
I don't know how it works. It just does, okay? I have the ability to turn away undead.
Your charm.
Seems legit to
Max?
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did Bubbles see the symbols on their chest?
Yeah, there was a sun and a moon. I don't know what that means, but
Make me a retroactive perception check.
Okay. Pink dice. I'm doing surprisingly well with this pink dice.
It's like it's meant to be. Oh my gosh.
It's on brand. That's 17.
You did it.
Okay. Do I recognize what those symbols are?
Ow! Oh, I bit my lip. Make me an Arcana or History.
Okay, well, Arcana.
And I'm calling my disadvantage on this one.
All right. This is my best.
I know.
Arcana history. Okay. 13.
On a 13,
I rolled a 6.
it's like when you see something from one of your childhood cartoons and you don't remember the name of the cartoon and you're not even sure it entirely existed, but goddamn, does it look familiar? That's how you feel.
Okay.
You know this looks familiar. You know you should recognize it. You know you've seen it somewhere before, but it's escaping your mind. It doesn't feel right. I will give you this though. You do know they shouldn't be undead. This isn't an undead thing. Undead things don't look like that.
Okay, so they're not undead.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that your ghost punching's gonna work.
It's not so much a punch. I don't know how to describe it. I only used it once when, Seth and I were young. Our house was haunted, and I was just like, "Go away, ghost!" And the ghost went away.
Perhaps
if you say they're not ghosts,
Perhaps they're advertising that new play in town that I saw, something about Princess's Solar Moon, something like that.
Well, yeah. Maybe that's what this is, just a really lethal advertisement campaign. I mean,
very effective since only 4 of us can see it. Okay.
Very targeted advertising campaign.
It was just an idea.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Bubbles grabs his hand and she's like, "It's okay.
Thanks.
Good idea." Yeah. Okay, let's go to the grounds. If anything, they have books there, and I can figure out what the hell those symbols were.
We have to move a bookshelf.
That's right.
That doesn't really seem like the professor's style that we have to move it, though. Probably moves on its own, right?
I mean, he has a dragonborn. He's probably quite, small, but probably.
He does fill up that sweater vest quite a bit.
Wow!
Are you hitting on your teacher? Are you hitting on your dragonborn teacher?
Look, okay, he's not that much older than I am. How old is he again?
You're definitely hitting on your dragonborn teacher. Listen, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. He was gonna be like 60, but I'll scale him down. It's fine.
It's not that much older. It's 40 years older.
Minotaurs don't live very long, so we can't get hung up on numbers like that.
150 is not very long.
Oh, wait, we live to 150? I thought it was like 60.
It's about 100.
Are we all heading to the grounds?
Never mind. Let's go to the grounds. All right.
It's like this many.
This is a strange time to have an existential crisis.
All right.
Actually, maybe it's not a strange time to have an existential crisis. Maybe this is the
Hey,
right time.
we just saw giant wolves pop out of nowhere and try to
Wow.
bite us.
Maybe we're all dead.
Oh, I don't want to be dead.
I mean,
Wait, no.
probably
If we're dead, I could tell. I can smell dead things.
Can you if you're dead? That's a dumb question.
I don't know.
I mean, even if Cicera was dead, he'd still be able to tell if we're dead. So I think we're in the clear.
Yeah.
You're so smart, babe.
I don't feel dead.
You're not dead, Seth. Don't worry. I wouldn't let you die.
I wouldn't let you die either.
Okay.
As this ragtag group of college students walk towards the grounds, really close actually. The grounds is right across from campus. This is actually a location created by Raven, so I'm going to give her credit for this. It is, as you enter in, the little bell up where the door gives it a little ring, and you're hit with the smell of coffee and cinnamon and baked goods. Tucker, the purple barista, is behind the counter, but he looks like he's about to leave for break. There's a new barista coming in. there's a chalkboard with a menu and a bunch of like beanbag chairs, and cushions, and little mismatched wooden tables and chairs all sitting around. It looks pretty not crowded for a Tuesday afternoon. It looks like most of the bulk of the students who normally hang out here are in class. As you walk in, though, there is a soft and a little husky puppy runs up to your feet.
Oh, a little doggy.
And
So
then
like,
go ahead.
so like, it's a husky puppy. So this thing is like
It is tiny.
Seth and I. Can I
Do I
just
know-
like pick it up into the palm of my hand?
You probably could.
Who's your good puppy?
Or
Have you seen this puppy before? Roll me a history check, just for funsies. It's a low DC, but I just want to know.
I want to pet the puppy, but with one finger, very gently.
Oh, you can pet. You can
I got a 9.
You know, Seth, your ability to do well handling animals is wisdom-based, not intelligence-based.
I know.
It's also
I'm actually
strength-based.
trained in animal handling.
There you go. So you're good. You're good.
God, I'm gonna lose it with this group. I love you all so much.
I am also trained in animal handling.
I love dogs.
Oh, we had a dog growing up. Definitely. We had
Absolutely.
8 dogs growing up.
All Great Danes.
sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
familiar to you, Bubbles. Again, you can't quite place it. And the voice that kind of follows the God, River, can you not? River, oh sorry. That sort of sounds familiar. You recognize the face that approaches a sort of average height human woman, curly mop of curly hair, kind of like shoved over to one side in like dungarees, and just sort of walks over, tries to sees you enjoying the puppy River's company, and then just sort of backs off. Sorry about that. The face looks familiar to you, Bubbles, but you can't remember the name.
Not wanting to be embarrassed because she doesn't remember her name, she kind of like slinks back behind everybody.
Oh, sorry about that. River gets super excited, but she seems to like you a lot. Hi. Sorry about that. Hope they're not bothering you.
They're not bothering us at all.
Oh,
Puppy?
Yeah.
my dog. Sorry about that. He gets super excited. Here, do you want me to? I can take him.
No, he's okay. He's comfortable. He's good.
Does anyone else want drinks?
I'll take one.
You hear Tucker from the bar go, "Oh, hi, Bubbles. I can get you your regular if you want.
Yes, please.
All right, do your friends want anything?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have a extra large coffee, extra strong,
Extra large coffee, long shot. What else? What do we got?
double long shot. Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny. You see a broken, like, terrible watch on Seth's wrist go off. I think I have to eat. And he, like, hits it. I'll take 2 of everything.
Tucker, 2 of everything, please.
Yeah, sure. And anything else for you? Do you want me to just put it on the whole thing, like the tab we have open, or
I
I
could
can
eat
pay
2.
for it.
I'll also take just 1 of everything.
I can pay for it. And a hot chocolate, please.
Hot chocolate.
Grab an espresso, sugar. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's on my top though.
Jay, I know you just went on break, but you might need to come back here for this, because that was one hell of an order we just got.
Sorry,
and
2 of all the pastries and edible things.
Yeah.
Not the
one
drink.
of- Yeah, we don't need a million drinks here.
It's still one hell of an order, Jay. You might need to get back here. And the woman in front of you kind of goes, Or they go, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Sorry, I might need to take River back with me. Sorry, but nice seeing you around. God, this is really not great per se. Okay, gently takes River kind of. We tip well.
Bye, puppy.
Bubbles, what did you say? I didn't catch it.
I said we tip well.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I'll see you around. I mean, you're paying my tuition, so I really can't complain. And that jail, will head back, re-put their little name tag on and get an apron on and go back behind the counter. And you can sit. Is there anything you want to do before or during or while your drinks come in?
Could go up to the second floor and knock over a bookshelf.
Bubbles goes upstairs first. And she's like, let's not knock over any bookshelves. And somebody needs to stay downstairs to see her for orders.
Yes, he's got it. He's capable.
As like Cicera and starts walking to the second floor, can I like try and like catch Bubbles?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Honey, can we just have like a quick chat?
What's up?
They can look for the bookcase. I'm sure they've got it perfectly handled. You know, Cicera's got a real level head on his shoulders.
You hear from the bar. If you want me to bring your stuff up to the second floor, Bubbles, just like I can do that. Don't worry about it if you're going up there.
Oh, thank you, Tucker. You're so nice.
You are one of my best customers. I have to.
Hey, Skuka, I think he's hitting on your girlfriend.
This is a 30-year-old furball. He's not hitting on your girlfriend.
I think he's hitting on your girlfriend.
Like Skuka just like gives you one of those like looks.
I
like,
love Tucker. The
Trust me, I know when someone's hitting on someone.
Yeah, obviously.
Thank you, Tucker. And yeah, Skuka, you can pull Bubbles to the side.
So, look, that was pretty scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Right.
we've been, you know, I was worried about you.
Oh, I was worried about you too. And I was worried the car wouldn't start and then we'd all get smushed by giant wolves and yeah, that was not great. We should really work on that. Like we could go I feel like I could do some reading and we can work on the car a little bit. I mean, we could do that this weekend if you want.
That could be fun, yeah. But like for now, I was just thinking, like, look, I've got this thing, and it's kind of silly, you know. It's like a present, and he just like kind of pulls this like little tiny ring out of his pocket. It's not like an engagement ring or anything like that. Just like a little like pewter trinket. And he's like, you know, it's just something that, you know, my family give to each other when they, you know, are concerned for each other's safety, and I thought maybe you could look after it for a little while.
Oh my gosh, you're concerned for my safety? And you're giving me this ring? Oh my gosh! She blinked herself at him.
I'm sorry. That's a terrible thought.
Sorry, Zoom chat is.
That's our viewers can't see that chat. They don't know why you're freaking.
No,
but
you're right. They cannot see that chat.
They shouldn't know.
They shouldn't.
Spoilers.
But if they know Zelda and her history on this channel, they'll know what's going on. They'll
I'm sorry, I'm
know.
laughing while you two guys are RPing and I can't stop.
But yeah, no, Skuka will like hug Bubbles and be like, well, you know, I care and stuff, and yeah, you know.
Come
yeah.
on, Zeph, stop eavesdropping. Let's go knock over a bookshelf.
Is there a note?
There's not a note.
There's no.
The ring. It's just the ring. Okay. I take the ring. I put the ring on. Not on my engagement. Not on my left hand, like ring finger, but my right hand ring finger. Does it fit?
Yeah.
It's perfectly.
love it. That's so nice. All right, let's go stop them from pushing over a bookshelf. Okay.
Is it around this time that we hear a slam and a crash, or?
A thud and a crash.
There's a couple of. I will say, actually, both of you make me athletic checks. I want to see what you're able to do.
Well, okay then.
25.
God. Good
I
God.
pick up the bookshelf and move it.
14.
Okay. I will say, when you go up to the second floor, it is a person who likes right angles is absolute nightmare because nothing is sitting at a right angle. All the bookshelves are just kind of a little bit off. All the shelves are just slightly off level. Things are kind of sliding. Everything's a little crooked. There's like one weird, it looks like a vanity that's been like repurposed and it's like circular, and the books are just kind of lining it in a spiral. Also, interestingly, a couple of the books are just kind of floating on their own back and forth as they're going, just sort of boop, boop, just sort of flying across. You see a couple of, there's one student in the corner who has headphones on, Walkman playing, and is just like blasting music, doesn't even notice, grabs a book that's floating by and like flips through it, doesn't even notice you. You are able to push around a couple of bookcases. You don't really see it, nothing's happening. You were able to move a couple of bookcases. Honestly, if anyone went upstairs, no one could tell you moved anything because it's so disorganized up there. But you are successfully moving things. And downstairs, Bubbles and Skooka, you hear and this thing scooting on like hardwood. That like awful sound of things scooting on hardwood.
Yeah, they sound like they're being quite sensible up there, really.
It actually does. It does sound like that. Okay, all right.
Bubbles, as you are talking, make me a perception check.
15.
Nice. A couple of the books I'm assuming you're heading upstairs now after this conversation.
Yep.
As you're walking upstairs and you see these books kind of lazily float by, you notice on one of them, it's the same symbol that was on the back of the coffee and the business card, the 9 prongs and a ring on a blue leather bound book. And then you look and you kind of see another one off in the corner.
They're in the same bookshelf, or?
Not in the bookshelf, they're floating.
Oh, okay. I point and I follow one of them.
Do you grab either of them?
I'll grab the one that's closest to me. I'll try.
The minute you grab it, the thing goes golden. And then the one across the room also pings to life, blue.
They're lights. So it goes blue.
I said golden first. I meant it went blue. It's supposed to go blue. I mixed up my colors. They're both blue. That was a big mistake.
Okay, no, it's fine. So she'll head over to the other one. She still has that one in hand, and she'll grab the other one.
Cool. You see across the room another floating book with the same symbol on it. Glows blue. And at this point, Seth and Sasira, you can see these books starting to glow blue across the room.
I don't know books very well. Are they supposed
magic?
to?
I don't think so, but they have the same symbol as the business card. So grab it.
Seth will start grabbing glowing books out of the air.
Every time you grab one, a couple more flare up. All of them have the same symbol. There's a total of 8 in the air. And then once you grab the 8th one, I don't know who's grabbing what, a 9th one flares up in the center of the bookcase that looks like it was made out of a repurposed vanity.
Is that the bookcase we need to move?
I think so. I'm gonna grab the book off of it before anybody pushes it over.
You grab the book?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hold on. This requires a music change.
Is our food coming fast enough? I don't want to switch scenes without eating.
Good
You ordered
priorities,
so
Seth.
You ordered so much food. That food's not coming for like a long time.
Oh boy.
If you grab the 9th book off the center of this weird spiral bookshelf, it's very similar, Stuka, to how you saw the wolf almost phase through the fence. The books themselves seem to go transparent, as if you could touch them and walk through them. And behind it, you can see what looks like a staircase going up.
Wait, we can see through the bookshelf now?
Yep.
Like, do we still see the bookshelf? It's just translucent?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Bubbles?
I'm trying to decide if Bubbles would be the first one to go forward. But
I do one of those. No, sorry. I want to do one of those things where I just reach out and touch it, and then try to touch it, and then put my hand through, and then pull my hand back.
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, I'd say nothing remarkable happens, but you are putting your hand through a bookcase, so you are able to go through. You are able to go through the bookcase. Nothing harmful happens. You are able to push your hand through the bookcase and pull it back out, and then push it back through.
This is fantastic. This is like wild magic.
It's magic.
Okay, since nobody's going through, Bubbles will step into it.
And you step into a dusty floor landing on a wooden staircase going up to a 3rd floor you did not know existed.
Wait. Does this place have 3 floors on the outside?
No.
I run outside to double check.
You run outside. There is not a 3rd floor. It
2-story building.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger on the inside.
Skuka would follow Bubbles close behind.
Okay, Skuka, now would be a great time for you to roll me that D100.
Oh.
Would you like me to take the lead? If something shows up, it'll hurt me less than any of you.
Low roll.
Seth, how many hit points do you have?
A lot for my level.
That's fair.
Okay, duly noted. I'll write that down. Continue on.
I rush back into the building and join my friends. Probably the last one to get to the 3rd floor.
Yeah,
I don't.
Bubbles will move to the side so that Seth can kind of go past her. She knows he wants to protect them.
And I will take the lead exactly as, and keep walking forward, making sure people are still behind me.
Cicera, as you re-enter the building, make me a perception check.
Not bad.
It's weird. No one seemed to notice you enter or exit.
Wait. Okay, hold my going back to the 3rd floor for a second. I check in with the counter lady, and just to ask her.
Jay is not there. Jay is back behind, still working on that. You can actually hear the clattering. But Tucker does not notice you.
Tucker?
The Furbolg does
Tucker?
not notice.
I try to tap him on the shoulder.
It's weird. You phase right through him.
I was just about to ask, with a passive perception of 14, would I notice if we were ethereal?
You don't look ethereal.
I rush upstairs as quickly as my hoofs can. I don't yet have a monk bonus to speed yet. That's at 2nd level. So I rush as quick as I can to be like, guys. But maybe I only catch up to them at the opportune dramatic moment.
I will say it took you a little bit of time, so we'll follow the others up. I'll tell you what happens in a little bit. Don't worry about it. It's probably fine. You enter into you climb up the stairs, correct?
Yeah, I'll say that Bubbles grabs both Seth's hand and Scratticus' hand. So it's kind of like chained.
Oh, it's interesting. When you grab Scratticus' hand, you feel super tired all of a sudden.
Man, I really need that coffee.
Where we're going, we don't need coffee.
What about hot chocolate?
Don't know, that doesn't fit into my voting conventions, so...
Scrat, roll me a d10.
Right on the middle path, that's what I say.
I'm gonna do something in a bit. Just don't worry about it. I'll have you check your character sheets in a bit. Anyways, you enter into, as you climb up these stairs, you enter into the unforeseen third floor. And when you enter into it, there is an explosion of dust that sort of fills your nose. And it looks, the walls are completely covered with corkboard, with things pinned to them, and like red string connecting a bunch of things. It is a conspiracy boardroom, unlike anything you have ever seen. There are but it is not. There are some newspaper clippings here and there, but there are a lot of drawings. There are pages that have been physically ripped out of books and sort of like pinned to the walls and connected with red string, black string, blue string, strings of all different colors. The books actually in your hands as you're walking up these stairs, you can actually feel them kind of vibrate and hover, and then like sort of settle themselves on a desk, just sort of by themselves. There are notebooks, and there are a couple of other bookcases here, but they are stuffed to the brim, like haphazardly, with notebooks and collections of papers just rammed into places. And the floor is yours as I do the thing that happens.
I saw a place like this in a movie once. I didn't get it. The guy seemed crazy. Do you think our teacher is crazy?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Only one way to answer.
Normal in class.
Okay, well, that wasn't what I picked up, but fair enough. I suppose you study under him more than I have. I haven't actually been to his class, I guess.
He told me he'd meet us here.
Do any of you want to look around the room? There's a bunch of things you can do.
Yeah, Bubbles would definitely look around the room.
Is there anything specific you're looking at, or just giving a general survey?
She tried to see what the specifics, like, of kind of the closest, I guess the closest kind of line, what is being connected.
Okay. If you're studying, I'll say if you're studying the cork boards, roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
I pull up my notes for the conspiracy room.
Are any of the corkboards, do they have pictures, and can I look at them?
There are a couple of pictures, actually. You can also roll me an investigation check.
Oh boy.
15 for me.
With a -3 modifier.
Oh, hey, you know, that's not bad for a
Terrible.
-3. That could be worse. Also, yes, Kuka and Bubbles, you may want to check your hit points.
Tired and weak. She kind of like sits on the ground.
Let me find, where is my, there it is. Yeah, Bubbles, you
Bubbles,
tired.
are you okay?
I don't know. I'm just feeling a little less, you know?
Your stomach rumbles.
Mine or Steph's?
Yours, Bubbles. You didn't think you were that hungry, but suddenly you
Both.
are.
I'm really hungry. Steph, do you have any of your baked goods? I know you usually do.
Question, Mackenzie.
Yes.
We were given a magic item at the start of this.
Yes.
If I have a bag of holding, I will have baked goods on me. Is a bag of holding one of the... Was that in the list of things we could have? I can't remember.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely do have probably some containers of baked goods. And I'll bring out like just a small box of cookies in a Tupperware container.
I just want one. I know that you have to eat.
Just hold on to the whole container. And I'll just like give her the whole container. It'll have whatever, 20 cookies or something in it.
Sorry, Bubbles. I don't believe I heard your roll because I heard as Zelda's laughter over their negative modifier interrupted it. What did you roll for investigation?
Sorry.
15.
15 and an 11. Okay. We'll start with the pictures because they're a little easier. There are a couple pictures of there's some newspaper clippings. No one you really recognize. Maybe there's a picture of like a diner and the diner owner, and that looks sort of familiar to you. But I mean, you don't really spend a lot of time at the diner, so it's a little, it doesn't ring too many bells. The biggest thing you notice, though, is a picture of a big tree. It is kind of haphazardly cobbled together across different pieces of notebook paper, but it is a sketch of a tree with roots heading down towards these different cisterns in the ground and these branches that sort of sprout off into leaves upon leaves upon leaves. I will also say on 11, as you look at that tree, the key ring in your pocket that was given to you by the professor feels a little warm. Bubbles, what you see, you notice the tree and you're able to look at these strands of string that are connecting things. You see lists of names of people. Some sort of seem similar, but none. Yes, with the 15, you kind of skim over the list, and there's nothing that really sticks out to you. There are notes about there are some arcane equations. There are proofs, all centered around this giant tree. There are, with your knowledge, you recognize this tree, and I won't have you roll for it. This is the world tree. It is an old legend. Most people sort of still believe in it. It's kind of faded out into obscurity. There are new information about this tree that you've never seen before. These equations seem to be looking at things known as what the professor has deemed as obscurities, which are denoted as things that can only be seen and interacted with by those affected by magic leaking through the planes. There are other notes about the world tree possibly breaking. There are things about splinters shattering across the dimensions. There are also some other more mundane things. There are clippings from a year ago when a massive earthquake shook the world. There is a brochure for a museum of death machines and poisonous plants known as morbid curiosities with a little post-it on it that says call Coraline. And there are a bunch of things in an odd runic script that you can't read.
Okay. Do you guys know what this is? She points to the tree. And she basically explains kind of what everything is, kind of as she's kind of realizing what everything is, what things are. She's kind of just talking out loud. And she doesn't necessarily expect anybody to understand her, but she says it out loud anyways, just to kind of understand it herself.
Yep.
Just stand kind of behind and...
Your pocket, the pocket of your button-up where you put that key ring is very warm.
Mine?
Yeah, where you shoved the thing the professor gave you.
And I'm gonna pull it out and just hold it in the palm of my hand.
What you see, the key ring, it's got a couple of things on it. It's got like probably the key to his office on it. Most interestingly though, it has a shard of wood ribboned with what looks like iridescent stone. If you hold it up, it almost looks like it lines up exactly with a break in the drawing of the world tree on the wall.
I'm just gonna kind of like eyeball it, like you would a puzzle piece.
It looks pretty close. This doesn't look like where you should put it because there isn't like a hole, but it looks really close. You know.
Just gonna press it to the spot where it should, or it seems like it should go.
Nothing happens, but everyone else can see what you're doing. Everyone else can see what's in your hand.
Bubbles will look surprised, and she's like, "Can you see that?"
Yeah. I just thought it might fit there.
I think it
And
does fit.
I'll drop it into Bubbles' hands.
It feels warm.
Okay. That's supposed to be the world tree. This looks like it fits into that, but not in it, but like in the real one,
If you're looking at the drawing closely, there looks like there are two other breaks in it other than the one where this one fits into.
And Bubbles will explain, like, it looks like here he's talking about the tree splintering, and looks like there's bits of magic leaking through. I think that it's actually breaking. Where is that man?
The tree is breaking, or the wall?
The tree. I think the real tree. The wall looks fine, right?
Oh, the wall looks fine. I mean, it's a little messy and a little dusty, but like it looks fine.
I'm just double check. Raven, an idiot. But Bubbles isn't. Okay, so yeah, no. It's just a drawing. It's just a drawing of the tree, and this looks like. She also puts it up there. They match, I think. I don't think we'll know for sure until the professor gets back. Yes.
What if the professor got ganked by wolves?
There's a chance he's not coming back.
Well, balls.
The phrase ganked by wolves kills me every time.
Your League of Legends is showing.
No, I have no clue what it's referencing to. It just sounds really funny.
I mentioned ganked first, and I don't even play League of Legends, so it's canon in this world that people say ganked as a.
Yeah, get ganked.
Definitely.
Got.
As you're talking about this, you, Bubbles, get a voice in your head. It's the professors.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, can't make it. But if you see them, you must be involved. The World Breakers have awoken. Call Coraline. Number is in my notebook. I can pop the message in. You cannot reply to this message. Actually, no, you can. Actually, I forgot how the spell works. You can reply to this message. I popped the message verbatim into the Zoom chat for you.
Professor, we're in your room.
Crazy person room?
Mm-hmm. Who is Coraline? We're confused. Is the world ending?
got some more words.
Are we in danger? The school? Question mark.
We've got 5 more words, I think.
Jesus, I have 5 more words.
I
25
25
words.
words. So,
Okay. I'm not counting them, obviously, in my head at all.
might have missed a couple.
Okay. We'll just say I send. I press send.
Okay. You get a very, very, very short response. Yes, yes. Look in my notebook. Yes.
Okay. Do I see his notebook?
Oh yeah. Like all the books that you grabbed that were floating. in the-
Oh. I look down at them. Oh. And I open.
Yeah.
I sit back down and I open them.
I will say, actually, if anyone's looking through the notebooks, roll me an investigation check. Or like, I'll accept history as well. If anyone wants to help Bubbles, you can look at the notebooks yourselves.
I would love to, but I am not a fast reader.
It's okay, you're trying.
I would also love to help, but I mean, it's not that I'm not smart. It's just that I never studied any of this stuff.
I think we're just looking for a name.
Yeah, so everyone roll me an investigation check or a history.
I got a 13.
Sure. I will roll a terrible investigation.
You somehow rolled.
Not bad.
So Sierra, are you helping or are you just watching?
I'm not in the room yet. Am I back in the room?
Oh, I will say you are back.
Whoa! I rush in and I look up. I rush in like expecting to tell everybody something really important. But then my thought process is immediately interrupted. I'm like, guys! Whoa! That's a big tree. And I completely forgot my train of thought. What's going on?
I explain everything to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's cool. Also, I think we're ghosts.
Seth starts feeling his face again.
Thought you could detect ghosts and scare them
Well,
away.
forget what I said earlier. We are invisible. Maybe not ghosts, but you know, I literally touched a guy and I passed right through him. And under other circumstances, that might be cool, but I didn't mean to do that.
Y'all look physical. Y'all feel physical. You can touch each other.
Yeah, but I'm not certain that I'm not certain that we passed through that bookshelf. I think more the bookshelf passed through us. Am I making any sense?
Absolutely not.
I believe you.
Of
But
course.
I get you.
Okay.
I think we're phased or something. Like we're not here, but we're here.
I get you. Kind of like the wolves.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Here, grab one of these books, and look for a name Coraline. We're trying to
I
find our
flip
number.
through the book as quickly as I can.
Roll me an investigation check. Wow. That's good.
And I was all ready to say this is useless and throw the book over my shoulder, but I guess I rolled really good. So
You rolled pretty dang good, actually.
Sarah's good at that scan reading. I just need the reference reading.
yeah, I was half ready to say give me disadvantage because I'm not really looking, but then even with disadvantage, I would have rolled a 16.
Honestly, I was half in mind to say give disadvantage, but honestly, you're fine. You rolled better than everyone. Anyways, we'll
Hey,
start with.
did you guys see this index in the back? Because that would have made your job a lot faster.
in the wrong book.
We'll start with what Skuka finds. Skuka, you're flipping through the book. Your book does not seem. It's mostly in this weird runic script that you've never seen before. It looks like it's handwritten notes. Most of them are in these chicken scratch runic scripts of dots and lines.
There are a lot of like W words or Z words or X words or anything like that, because if there is, I might get distracted looking for words that I can use in Scrabble.
I will say, roll me a straight intelligence check.
Oh.
Disadvantage because Scrabble.
Nah, I mean, would have been the same anyways. I will say there's a couple of really good esoteric words that you find. I don't know any off the top of my head because I haven't played Scrabble in years. There's a couple. Most of this book, though, is handwritten notes in a weird runic script. It doesn't look like any language you know.
Does anyone speak weird runic script?
Is it Minotaur by chance?
Is it? Yeah, is there a chance it's Minotaur?
If you want to try and figure out what language this is, make me a history or arcana or religion.
I am terrible at every single one of those.
You know, yeah, history.
There we go.
History, arcana, or
I
religion.
have a 0 in all of those as well.
I have a -3 in all of those, so don't worry about it. You're doing all right.
I got a 17.
Oh, Bubbles, you know what this is. It is interesting because it is not actually a language. It is a cipher. Some call them the Theonic runes. They were discovered by Polybius Theon about 50 years ago. Some say they might have been the language of the gods. No one's really certain. If you actually look at some of the notes and you study them closely, you can compare some of the words. It looks like it's written in actual common, just ciphered. Let's see. With the 13 on your investigations, sorry, let me roll back up. There's a lot. You got 13. You got a 13. Cepheus, I will say in your book, you actually find the pamphlet. You find a pamphlet for a museum known as Morbid Curiosities. It is a half museum, half garden. It's got like a bunch of like medieval torture tools. It's also got a garden filled with things that'll kill you if you touch it. So don't touch it, but it's super cool in that morbid, fascinating way. And on the back, you can find the names of the owners, one of whom is Coraline Peterson. On a 13, yeah, that was on your 13. On your 13, Bubbles, you flip through, you don't find the pamphlet in yours, but you find something really similar, or familiar. It is, I need you to roll me a history check.
$15.
Oh, on a 15, you definitely know what this is. It is a red serpent chasing itself in a circle. And you recognize this from your dad. I'll leave it at that. And Sisira, on your 17, you find another copy of the pamphlet. What else is here? You find a couple of lists. You also find a little bit, a page of notes. And this is most relevant to you. It is equations and proofs, very similar to what Bubbles found on the wall, about the tree possibly breaking and the possible side effects. It is a little bit of theory about how the tree and the branches are all different planes, and each leaf is a different center of power, sometimes known as a god. It's a little too dense for you as you skim read it. The most important thing you catch as you sort of skim it is that should the world tree break, that means the links between some of the planes might be kind of working, and that means things might be slipping through, which leads to some things that look like they can be there, but aren't. When magic slips through the planes and starts affecting things, they start becoming obscurities. things that are only half there. So only people who have been affected by magic leaking through the planes can interact with them.
I read that passage out loud for everyone to hear. And then I say, if they're only half here, does that mean they're also half somewhere else? On a different plane? Am I understanding that right?
I mean, they seem to be all there. Were they supposed to have more legs?
No, I mean, I'm more worrying about us. Am I half somewhere else right now?
I don't know.
This is all confusing. I take off my Ray-Bans for the first time.
I didn't even use disadvantage for wearing sunglasses inside. Gosh darn it.
No, I was wearing them inside, everything. I take off my Ray-Bans for the first time and I'm like, whoa. And then I reach into my pocket and make sure I can still touch my magic hair conditioner.
Oh, you still can, 100%.
And I'm like, okay, we're okay.
Gukka probably sits down and is going to try and just like try and figure out what kind of, if there's anything like that he can figure out from like his magic sort of stuff. Like he's the only thing he's really shown a bit of interest in at times is Arcana. So I'm wondering if he can like divine something out of all this mess.
The dice will let me know. Roll me an Arcana check.
Wow, no.
What do you mean no? That's a 12. That's not terrible.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah. On that, might take you some. This is some dense stuff. It isn't really spells. If you look at anything arcane, it is mostly formula. It is mostly experiments, and it's mostly theory about where magic comes from, how it relates to the theory of the possible existence of the world tree, and basically a lot of study of like, if it breaks here, then what slips through, and then if this slips through, then what happens here. It's a little dense theory. If you study it, you might be able to glean something out of it, but it'll take a little bit more than you sitting here in this dusty loft.
Having taken my Ray-Bans off, I close my eyes for a second. I take a deep breath of the dusty-filled room.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Hang on. Is this, 19. I'm fine.
I was literally rolling
I take a deep breath of the dusty-filled room. I open my eyes, again, wider, and use my divine sense to see if I can sense a little bit more about the surrounding area.
What does divine sense do again? Can you read me the
So it's primarily for detecting the presence of undead, celestials, or fiends in my nearby area, but it also says that it picks up on if an area is desecrated or hallowed in any way.
Oh, cool.
Don't know if that's relevant, but I thought I'd give it a try.
Oh, it might be. You do that, your entire vision fills with white.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah! I put the Ray-Bans back on as quick as I can.
And it goes away.
This place is, I'm guessing, a holy place. That's good. That means this place might be safe from the ensuing destruction that might unfold around us. It could be a good place to maybe come back to if we need to regroup.
Like use it like a HQ, like a safe spot.
Yeah, this place is sacred. It is magically protected in ways I don't really understand, but that I can detect.
It's probably why the professor used it.
Hey, that's really cool though. I was always worried that like if I entered like a holy place, it might burst into flames or something, but I'm allowed. That's nice to know.
Well, then again, you are, if I'm correct about this, you are phased right now, so... Who knows?
Bubble said she wasn't feeling good as well. Just
Well, yeah, I do feel kind of weak, actually.
No, you feel fine. You feel stronger.
What about me? Do I feel any different?
You feel fine. Nothing happened to you.
Okay. Am I still hungry, or does being phased eliminate my hunger?
You're still a little hungry. You're munchy, but you're also anxiety.
A,
stressed
a
out.
huge a huge wave of dread washes over me as I realize I might not be able to eat food. It might pass through my hands.
Bubbles is a tiefling. Their blood doesn't go well on sacred ground, right? Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
You might be right.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a thing
He
either.
was feeling weak.
Hold on, I sent someone the wrong message. Sorry.
Sorry, sometimes I think Seth says things that are way too smart, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, no, hang on. Steph's wisdom is pretty good, right?
Wisdom is just over normal human wisdom.
So, that's pretty
I guess
good.
maybe like critical thinking, he's okay. It's just like writing and words.
I gotta clear up this stuff.
He's like one of those savants where sometimes he sees the Matrix because he's just not paying attention to anything.
Should we leave then? I mean, we can take the books with us and look them
I don't know. Do we know that this place is what is making Bubbles feel weak? Or is there something else going on? What happened when I was outside?
Looks like we got a new
Did something else happen?
We walked in. We
you so
saw
much
what
for
was
the
in
raid.
here.
Oh, thank you, Raiders.
When Bubbles came through, she felt a bit weaker, and I felt a bit stronger.
That's weird. But
Yeah.
it only affected you felt stronger, she felt weaker. What were you guys doing when
We
you
just
walked
walked
in?
Nothing weird.
I don't believe
Not in
you.
the middle of a coffee shop, sis. Come on.
Just
In the middle of a coffee shop in this secret room that nobody else can see?
I'll admit,
Except
this is a
for me.
wonderful thing to know about for future reference, but right now...
Absolutely not. I'm right here.
Seth, you might be onto something about the hallowed area affecting her because she's a tiefling, but it's just too much of a coincidence that she feels weaker and Skuka feels stronger at the same time. There must be something connecting the two of them somehow.
No, it's weird, Bubbles. The more as you're talking about this strange magic surge, the snake that you see, the symbol of a snake on the page, almost seems to move.
She screams and she drops the book and she backs up.
I'm jumping to my feet, but that's about it.
I'm also rushing over as if, given everything that's happened today, I'm assuming she sees something that we didn't that is dangerous. And so I will interpose myself to try to protect her from the dangerous thing that I think is there that I can't see.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. The symbol in the book moved. And I know that symbol. It's a bad symbol.
I pick up the book she's referencing.
I will say when you shoved it away, it landed on the page. You're able to find it. It is a symbol that Bubble saw is a red serpent chasing its own tail. It is not moving. It's just there. There's a
I
couple
studied
scribbled
it.
notes by it.
I study it a little more intently.
It is notes about a cult known as the Scarlet Obelisk.
Where it moved. Is it moving? I saw it
Doesn't
move.
look like it's moving. But then again, I'm wearing my Ray-Bans. I'm gonna put my Ray-Bans down to the edge of my nose, look over them, and pop my divine sense a second time. Looking at the book.
You pop the divine sense again.
Yeah. Does it blind me again?
Yeah, your vision is absolutely blinded. There is so much going on in this room. You could just it's like you are pinging. It is like bells going off in your head. There is like
Bad idea.
There is celestial going on. There might be some other things, but it's like so hard to tell with like all the signals going off all at once. There's so much happening. You almost get a headache from it.
I shove the Ray-Bans like fully back on so that my vision is clouded, and I got a headache. I close the book. I shove it in. How big is this book?
A regular book size, like.
Is it hardcover or softcover?
Like that. It looks exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a symbol, like it looks like a sun. It's 9 points.
So I'm not shoving it into my back pocket then, but I will close it and just like shove it under my arm or something and say this place is, maybe we should leave this place. I don't know. I got a headache. I can't do that again. Not for a while anyway.
I'm going to grab all the books, and yeah, we should go. I don't like this place.
I'll hang on to the one book that had the moving serpent, but she can pick up the other books.
Do you need me to carry anything? Or I can put things in my bag if you'd like.
Yeah. I'm going to send a message to the professor real quick. Hey, Professor. We found the information. We're taking all your books. Okay, thanks, bye.
You just okay, thanks, bye, your professor.
You cannot respond.
With an LMAO, smiley face emoji.
Yeah. Tug out.
You don't get a response. Though you're not sure whether or not that's because something's wrong or the professor's just like, oh my god.
Perfect. Let's go. I have research to do.
We have time.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
food.
do you leave the loft?
Yes.
I put all the books into Seth's bag of holding.
Cool. So yeah, you go downstairs. You step back through the circular bookcase, and the minute you step back through, your vision kind of shimmers for a moment, and then the bookcase behind you solidifies, and you don't feel any different, but the person in the corner who hadn't noticed you previously sort of looks up and then looks back down.
I rush over to this person. I
Yes.
shove the book out of their face, grab them by the lapels. Can you see me?
Can I put a hand on Cicera as he's doing this? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can see you. Okay, what? Are you okay?
No, I am not okay.
Sorry.
I
He's
put
had
the poor person back down and pat them on the head.
Can I pull a muffin out of my bag as a sorry?
Yeah.
Just hold him like just a pumpkin spice muffin.
Just kind of reaches for it and then like curls deeper into the beanbag.
We're both sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. Sorry. It's okay. You're okay. You'll be okay.
And just kind of pulls back his headphones on from where you knocked them off. And then like
I pick up the book, I dust it off, and I hand it back to the person.
takes it, does not make eye contact with you, turns.
Sorry, I've never been phased before. It's weird.
But you still probably shouldn't shake random strangers and scare the shit out of them.
You are right. You are right.
Hey, I hate to but Bubbles, now that we're out of that place, are you feeling better?
Am I feeling better? No, I think I just need some coffee. I think that's what it is. I just...
Is our order ready yet?
Yeah, I'm going to check on food anyway. Is
Actually-
food and drinks ready?
As you're kind of like pulling Sathira off this poor person, there's a and a little husky puppy kind of bounces up the stairs followed by Jay with like 2 bags of. Well, it's like a bag of colding and a bag of hot holding. Because God, you ordered so much food.
Bag of hotting.
A bag of hot stuff. And she just, hi, yeah, sorry, it took a really long time. There was a lot of food, but I think I got everything. You might have to check here, and she just sort of literally plops one in the center, and then plops the other one like right in front of you. You can open it up and go through it. It is everything you ordered. I am not going through everything you ordered, but it is one of every pastry. Well, no, it's 3 of every pastry and baked good and edible things, and then all the drinks in a separate one, depending on whether or not they're cold or iced or whatever. They're all put in their respective bags. You can pull them out and basically have like a giant picnic in the center of this upper floor loft.
How much do I owe you?
Yeah, it's a lot. Your Tucker gave me the receipt. Let me find it.
We get to
here.
watch Steph struggle with numbers.
No. I pick up the tab.
No, I have the money. It's just counting it.
I know, but I still pick up the tab.
Jay hands over the receipt to anyone and goes, I hope everything. I think that was everything. I hope it's all good. Sorry again, it took so long. River, no, not your food. River, come back here. River. River is sniffing a pastry. Probably also like kind of nudges Scuba's leg.
Hello, puppy.
That was painful. That was painful to watch.
Does not like dogs.
It's not that I don't like them, I just never really spent any time around them.
Kind of goes in between your legs.
I sit down and start eating like an anime character.
You're
Nope.
all free to take from what I ordered.
Bubbles will take her extra large strawberry cheesecake frappuccino with double whip, double strawberries, and just slurp it down.
It's very sugary.
Mm.
You feel better, but at the same time, there's still a weird gnawing hit in your stomach. It's like you're full, but there's just something there. It doesn't feel right. It's almost like when you get anxiety in your stomach, it's sort of jittery. It just hasn't gone away yet.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Oven Eleron, thank you so much for the raid, and welcome, raiders.
Yes, so many raids tonight.
So many raids, and my voice this isn't a character voice. I have caught the con crud, so apologies everyone, but having a wonderful stream.
So what you do is you are free to eat and chat, discuss your experience that might have just happened. Bubbles, you are welcome to study the books as you can. This does kind of short rest.
I would be doing that.
You can roll me another investigation.
17.
Cool. Yeah. You are able to study this more. You're actually able to you do find another copy of the Morbid Curiosities number, and there is a phone number kind of highlighted on it next to the name Caroline Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
You know you can probably borrow a landline in the grounds if you need to. That's mainly the newest thing you find. Another copy of that. You are able to look through a couple of the equations and sort of decipher things down. You are able to deduce that the professor was able to recover a shard of the world tree, and that there's a possibility of 2 others that might be missing based on what he's written. There's also just a lot of old tales and myths, and you actually do find a picture of the 2 wolves that were chasing you.
She'll show it to Skuka.
Their names are Skull and Happy, and they are said to herald quite possibly the end of the world.
Sorry, did you say Skull and Happy?
Hati, Hati.
All
I
right.
heard happy too. I was like, that
Yeah.
doesn't sound happy.
It's
Skull and Happy. Happy's the one with the moon, not the sun. It's really confusing.
Skucka pulls a little black book out of his jacket pocket, opens it up, and writes in there Skull and Hattie. I think next time someone asks me for a band name, I mean, I've got it.
valid.
That one's really good. That's a good band name for sure.
Yeah, except he definitely spells it Skull and Happy.
You also get a couple more notes about the Scarlet Obelisk cult. They're a lot more cryptic. It's almost as if the person writing it was afraid of possibly getting their attention. But you get the chance that they were trying to raise something, and they were failing for a really long time. Their last attempt might coincide, time-wise, with when your mother disappeared. But that's a thing only you know. Last but certainly not least, Bubbles, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Okay, hold on.
Actually, everyone roll me a perception check. This isn't just a bubble thing.
21.
Oh, 21. Nice.
16.
17.
6.
Oh wow, both of those rolls would have been.
Oh yeah.
Skuka, you are concentrating so hard on like, oh man, this would be a super epic band name. You kind of start looking through all the other notes for more epic band names. You're not paying attention. Everyone else, you see, you're kind of sitting in the center of the bookstore part of the library part of this establishment. There are, among the mismatched shelves, you can see there are actually a couple of like statues, like trinkets here and there. One of them catches everyone but Skuka's attention.
Welcome
It is
to
a
the Academy.
statue of a
Please take your
crow
seats.
carved out of pale brown wood. And then it moves. It hops a little closer to you.
Does
There's
it
a very faint
look? Does it kind of look like a real like it looks like a real crow? Like it could be
Oh, wait.
mistaken for a real crow?
It looks like it is it is a statue carved out of pale wood. It looks almost like comical and with like the eyes pretty big, and it's got like a beak, and the feathers aren't like actual feathers, they're just like carvings in its chest, but it just sort of pops a little closer to you.
Welcome to
You
the
guys
Can I-
see
Please take
this?
your seats.
Can I just like open my hand to it and put my hand like near the floor?
You certainly can.
Bubbles slaps his hand away. Don't touch it.
Shuka, you can see this now too. You notice this now as well.
Is it bad to touch?
Bad touch. Are you guys actually seeing it? Am I hallucinating that you guys are seeing it? I'm hallucinating.
Oh, they can all see it. Everyone can see it.
I didn't see it at first, but I do now that you've all pointed it out.
She is going to, you see her face get very like dark pink, and she's going to slowly back away and try not to make eye contact with it. Don't touch it though.
Oh, it looks right at you, Bubbles.
It looks kind of cute.
No.
Hops a little closer.
She's gonna start throwing books at it.
I'm gonna wave at it.
Roll me an attack roll with an improvised weapon.
I don't know
Well,
what that is.
Roll me just roll me a straight dex check. No proficiency. You do not have proficiency with throwing books.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's a 5.
So 5, yeah, you miss. Because it
I'm
kind of
so-
clears.
Just throwing books and like moving backwards. I'm like almost to the guy that's in the back corner now.
I will say you probably bump up into a bookcase. You can't move any farther. And the crow just kind of keeps talking to you.
All right, I pick up the crow. Enough of this. What do you want, spooky?
Got a doctor!
Well, you can talk from here.
Got a doctor!
I take the crow over to her. I'm like, sorry, but then I bring the crow closer to her, but not like I don't let it touch her. I don't let go of it. I don't put it down.
Gotta have a meeting!
You guys see big, fat tears well up in Bubbles' face. She's like, but I don't want to.
Gotta have a meeting!
What's wrong? What's going on?
Okay. I don't like this. You want me to take this crow outside? Because I can do that.
No, she'll just send another.
Who's she?
I don't want to talk about it.
Skull going put an arm around Bubbles. It's alright. I mean, we can sort it out at some point. Oh,
Can't wait!
Can Seth just like pinch the beak closed?
Where?
Make me a strength check, Cepheus.
Pinch harder.
Just a 10.
It's weird. It's like your fingers are just too big and you can't actually get like purchased on the beak and it slips off. In response to where? How close are you holding this crow statue to Bubbles?
Not close enough to touch her.
The crow opens its beak and a scroll of paper just comes out.
Ooh.
What she'll do is wrapped around her horn is a small white iridescent snake, and she'll like kind of let Udon kind of wrap himself around her hand, and she'll kind of like stick it out just so that Udon is retrieving said scroll.
Okay, yeah, you can. And Udon will grab the thing and pull it back with the usual amount of disdain Udon has for general life itself.
Yeah, Udon's upset about this.
We stand one white snake.
Oh, bring your friends! Bring your friends!
Okay, can you go away now?
Read the paper! Bring your friends! Better hurry!
All right. She looks at the paper. What does the paper say? She's still sobbing.
She said go away now. And I take the crow and I chuck it across the room.
Make me a strength check. The paper you get, because nothing is ever straightforward, it is a receipt to a laundromat known as Maury's Laundromat. The address is on the bottom.
All right. She makes for the door. She starts walking out. She has her like, lets Udon wrap back around her horn. She has her giant frappuccino and she's just crying into it now. And she's just like sobbing as she walks to the door.
You chuck the statue, and as it sails across the room, you're able to chuck it successfully. As it sails across the room before it crashes into the wall, the last thing you hear is, one day, better hurry! And then it crashes into the wall and just breaks apart.
Tucker stays with like Seth and Cicera whilst Bubbles is sort of leaving and is like, pretty heavy.
Yeah. Do you want to go after, or should I mean, we're all gonna have to go after, but I'm gonna try and grab as much of this food as possible.
Alright, you guys grab the food. I'll go and do do the thing.
Yeah,
You know.
make sure she's okay.
Not because I have to or anything, you understand. Just, I want to. Well, I mean, yeah, and I'm gonna go and, yeah.
You're making it worse.
And
Just
Skaka will, sort of start casual walking, then casual jogging, and then chase after Bubbles.
I'm just shoveling what I can from the food into my bag. Into like containers that I have already for food.
I would say Jay left the bags of holding and hot things into for you, so you can probably just reuse them. Just give them back at some point. I want to end on the Skuka and Bubble scene, so let's pan over to them.
Bubbles, who sent you the message?
Oh, it's the hack. I just met her one time. I didn't see it come, but I don't want it to. Sorry.
That makes next to no sense to me whatsoever. Can I help at all?
I think you want this all to come.
Well, I'm sure Seth and Cicera will be along shortly. They're just eating up all the stuff,
I don't want to go. But she'll get mad at me.
Who is the hag?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. There. There.
So, she said she'd make people like me. I didn't have any friends, and it was really not a good way. And I didn't want it like that. And then she said I have to give her something. I think now I have to.
Are you saying that you Hey, that doesn't make any sense. She gave you friends.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess.
She said she wanted something out of it. I don't know what. I don't know what, but now she's calling me. She's really scary, okay? I don't want you guys to get involved, so maybe you shouldn't come. Maybe I should just go.
No, it's all right. Look, I'll come. I'm sure Seth and Cicera they'll be in as well because this is they care about you, and probably not because some old hag came and told them to. Probably just because you're quite sweet.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean it. You're really cute.
Thanks. But I'm really scared.
All right, cool. Well, don't be too scared because you're like a magical badass, and I'm like a magical badass, and those two are like wrestling, punching, warrior people things. So we've got all bases covered, really. Am I a magical thing? I don't really know what I am, to be honest. I'm kind of a bit of a mess.
Nah. She grabs his hand. Better get going.
And I think from this, we will pan one last time to somewhere else. Somewhere you don't know about. A dark room, kind of backlit, where we can see a figure kind of staring out a window. You can't make out their shape entirely, but it looks tall. It looks like wearing a short cropped hair, long coat, possibly smoking a cigarette, and it lets out a little laugh. Really? Releasing Skull and Happy early? I thought you had more patience than that. And there's another voice from the shadows. I was bored. You can't really blame them. They're not even at their full power yet, but can't blame them for taking some time and being a little bit slow. I have waited eons for this. Yes, and what? Another week won't hurt, will it? Don't worry. The 4 of them will catch on soon enough. Then we can really have our fun. I think that is where we're going to end today's episode of Apotheosis.
Foreboding.
What a build up at the start. I have so many like what?
Oh, so much just happened in the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, the title is for a reason, not just because I wanted the lyric.
I've also just seen another one of Zelda's zingers in the Zoom chat. Well, everyone, thank you very much for coming along. We do have credits to outro with, so we ask you merely to take a look at the closing links that are coming up in chat now, including links to our sponsors, Mayhem Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, and also check out our Discord, where myself and perhaps some of the cast will be heading for a little while to talk about the campaign as it happened so far. And yeah, it's been a thing. So that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow now at 1 p.m. EST with something. The new schedule, and I'm
Heroes
sick.
of Redwall. Heroes of Redwall.
Heroes of Redwall at 1 p.m. and we'll be back the same time next week for more Apotheosis. So until next time, everyone, keep on evoking emotions. See you later on.
I love you, Ilya Woo. Is it because of the Ilya Woo? Is that why you're muting me?